Now that I have my truck sketched out onto my watercolor paper, I have already used waterproof ink to trace over my pencil lines and make it to where I can put my watercolor paint over it and it's not going to smear. That's the beauty about using waterproof ink. You can just sketch out what you like, give a little bit of that black detail, and then it's good to go. You don't have to worry about anything getting ruined in the process. So now we're gonna go over this truck with our paint. I already have my color palette here off to the side. I recommend doing this for all of your paintings before you begin. It will save you so much time and it will help you come up with a good color palette that you know you're going to like. And it'll just help your painting turn out better more often than not. All right, so we're gonna start with our red paint. I'm gonna take my round brush and I'm gonna fill it up with that red paint. And I want to do a light wash. I don't want this to be super thick, especially not at first. And I'm just going to begin painting in the truck. So now I'm going to go in with our Payne's Gray paint and I'm going to paint in the window, the front light, and the tires all with Payne's Gray, but I'm going to be using different shades. So that's going to create a different tone, where here I have a very light shade. That's going to be used more for like the center of the wheels, the window, and the window, the front window right here. And then I'm going to use a very dark, thick mixture for the wheels. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Payne's Gray right here for the doorknob. Our next step is to add just a little bit of yellow ochre to our front light. And then what I'm going to do, and you'll see in the video, I am going to use my heat gun to dry the light, and then I'm going to go back over the entire truck with another coat of red. I think this looks way too washed out right now, so I'm going to add another coat. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go back over that coat and just add a little bit of darker red just to add some shadowing to the truck where it needs it. Now we are going to add our Christmas tree to the back of this truck. And before I go ahead and show you that, I wanted just to let you know that over on my blog, I have an even more descriptive tutorial on how to do this truck and Christmas tree. You can head over there if you'd like to get more details, to know the products that I used, to know the exact paint colors that I used. I'm going to have a link in the description box below. So I just wanted to let you know that that is available to you if you would like even more detail than what I'm giving you now. All right, so to do our truck, I loaded up my small round brush with some sage green paint, and I'm going to start with the biggest part of the tree in the more center area of the truck. And my tree is just going to be some little zigzaggy lines. So it's going to be thicker over here. And remember, your tree is going to get smaller as you go outward. And you just kind of zigzag all the way out. And then once you get past the bottom of the trunk, that's when I want to actually add like my smallest features to the tree. I'm going to go in a little bit deeper paint toward that bottom there just to add some depth. There we go. Just adding a little bit of darker tones. We don't want it to be all one color. And there you have it. There is your Christmas tree. So I'm going to let this dry. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of a underneath and sky area, ground and sky area to this truck. So what we're going to do, we're going to take just a little bit of a Payne's Gray mixture. And we're just going to apply that right beneath the wheels. I'm going to take a little bit more of Payne's Gray just to get a little bit darker. And do it right underneath to really give a shadow. So we have the ground and then we're going to give some shadow. Line. Then there's that, and then I'm going to take a really light mixture of blue. It's coming out really dark. I'm going to apply that to the top area. Just kind of use water to spread that out. And again, this is just very loose. You don't need it to be anything really perfect. Just kind of giving it a little bit of a background so it doesn't feel like the truck is in the middle of nowhere. Put a little bit of that blue underneath. Right, and to finish it off, we are going to tie in our tree. And I decided I'm going to use my waterproof ink pen to do that, just because I already have some sketchy lines there and I think it would really finish it off nicely. So I'm going to start with my bow and make a little knot, little ears.